Bears fans, welcome back. We have the post-game reactions for you here. Before we get into it, of course, we got to give you that jersey of the day, right? Uh, Different than what I was wearing during the game. I apologize. Spilled some salsa on it. Had to run that through the washer. But we got Cole Kmet on for this post-game reaction. I believe that Cole Kmet has really come alive the last two games thanks to Thomas Brown. So we will give our very own Cole Kmet some love. All right, we'll get right into it. The offense took another very big step in the right direction under Thomas Brown. Absolutely huge. I love the way that he is using Caleb Williams. I love the way that he is opening up the pass game to all of his receivers and tight ends. I love the way that the offense looks right now. Caleb Williams in this game, he went 32 for 47, completion percentage good enough to be 68.1%, 340 passing yards and 2 touchdowns. Let me say that again. 340 passing yards and 2 touchdowns on the day. Huge improvement for Caleb Williams. Oh, I'm sorry. Hit the desk a little too hard. Huge improvement out of Caleb Williams. You love to see it. I believe that he also broke the rookie passing yards for a single season today. And that says a lot, too, because, there's 6 games left for him to build upon that. So good for him. I love seeing that for Caleb Williams. We continue to see better and better things out of Caleb Williams, and we continue to see growth under Thomas Brown. I love that. I love it so much. I hope that you guys love that as well. Before we go any further, my friends, make sure you like the video, comment your thoughts down below, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so we can beat the YouTube algorithm. Let's move on. Again, everybody knows that I'm not a huge stats guy. I just talk about what I think I saw on the field and what I think about what happened in the game, and I give my thoughts. But again, we got some more stats to go over today. Another great game for DJ Moore. He had 15.1 yards per catch. He had 7 receptions for 106. Cole Kmet, 64 yards, 7 receptions. That is good enough for 9.1 yards per catch. Keenan Allen, 86 yards, 9 receptions, 9.6 yards. Again, Thomas Brown is doing a great job using everybody in the field. I think that, he is scheming his plays, and he's calling plays that happens so fast because of the offensive line. Caleb Williams is getting the ball out a lot faster. Caleb is getting the ball out so quick that in a way kind of allows him to get the ball to all different receivers and tight ends, right? Because when you're getting the ball out fast, you're basically essentially throwing the ball into who you see as being open first, or who you can lead into being open with your pass. And on some plays that might be DJ Moore, some of them that might be Cole Kmet, some that might be Keenan Allen, and also Rome Odunze too, which if you just give me a second here, I don't have his stats pulled up, but I'm gonna look at him real quick right here. So 5 receptions for 39 yards. Again, not very big in this game, but he was dominantly used on downs where you needed yards, mostly your third downs, especially when you needed on those long third downs where you needed to get to the first down. You were using Rome Odunze for that today instead of Keenan Allen, so I appreciate that too. Which also, there was a couple of key drops by Keenan Allen today. There was a couple of plays that he definitely should have made. On Keenan Allen's side, there was only one throw that I really saw Caleb that just wasn't really there or catchable. But again, the progression is fantastic to see. I mean, you gotta love to see it. And then in the run game, not Roshan Johnson. I'm sorry. DeAndre Swift, 13 carries for 30 yards. Not the greatest today. They definitely relied on the pass, but that's okay because, again, we knew that Flores was going to bring, 5, 6, 7, up to 8 guys every play. I feel like that the Bears and Thomas Brown sold out on that. I feel like they knew that it was coming, so they weren't going to rely on the run game a whole lot today, and they were going to rely on the short pass and the medium pass game, and obviously that paid off. Again, Caleb Williams, again, 32 for 47, 340 yards, 340 yards, and 2 touchdowns. His longest pass being 40. And that's good enough for a quarterback rating of 103, by the way. So, again, after those 3 weeks where they were really down here, we're seeing Caleb Williams, walk back up the ladder a little bit, which is, again, fantastic to see. I loved what Thomas Brown is doing with this offense. To be honest, I think after Green Bay and today with what we saw against the Vikings, I think that he is putting himself in the running to return next year for offensive coordinator duties. I would not mind seeing that whatsoever. You faced the two of the top defenses in the National League, and you were able to ball out. You dominated possession of the game. You got the ball downfield. And this week, you added on that by getting Caleb Williams 2 passing touchdowns. I love what I'm seeing out of him, right? I mean, it just fantastic out of Thomas Brown. Now, while I'm looking up what Matt Eberflus had to say after the game, because I thought that was quite disappointing. While I'm looking for that, I will also say, outside of a couple of big, explosive plays, I think that the Bears did an okay job holding the Minnesota's run game down. I think that, again, outside of a couple of really big explosive plays, for the most part, they held that run game down to keep the offense in the game, and the offense took advantage of that, especially in the later stages of the game. This is another game where just Minnesota's run game alone could have put them up by 3 touchdowns, and it didn't, right? That should have been the case in Green Bay. We know how they run the ball. We know how Minnesota runs the ball. And again, you did not allow them to go up, 3 touchdowns plus on you. So I would consider that being okay at the run game today. I'm not saying that it was great, and I'm not saying it was the best, but I think that it was at least manageable outside of a few explosive plays. We had the one drive where Jalen Johnson kind of looked a little bit lost. He let go of a couple of big plays, one of which led to a touchdown. And I can't really be that mad at Jalen Johnson. He's been a lockdown corner all year. He's got the best PFF grade of all corners. He's got the fewest yards against. He leads in all these stats, or within the top 3 of all these different stat categories. He had one bad drive, and I can't be mad at him, even though I know that one of them led to a touchdown, which if we had a game, Jalen Johnson, then the Bears would have won today because that score, could be the difference there. But, again, I think that pass interference call was not pass interference. I think that was a holding, which is the difference between a 10-yard penalty and a 55-yard penalty. I don't think that was pass interference whatsoever. I think that, he should have fought a little bit harder to make his case there, which, again, does it change the referee's mind? Probably not. But, again, I don't think that was really a pass interference. That was more a holding, if anything else, which, again, that's the difference from a 10-yard penalty and a spot foul. So, hello. So, again, I don't think that was... I don't think that was necessarily, that drive was necessarily on him, even though he was the one in coverage that gave up the big play and the touchdown. And what really double sucks about that is that play, you had Owens come over the top and intercept it. So, and also too, Owens, hell of a game. An interception that was called back. He had that strip fumble that was recovered at the 2-yard line against Aaron Jones. The defense will do so many things right, but that leads into what I'm talking about with Matt Eberflus. When it comes down to you get the onside kick, you get within field goal, you make the field goal, and then you play the rest of your game completely soft. I don't understand it. It makes no sense to me. The problem is that you're playing not to lose and you're not playing to win. I've been hammering this one down in my last couple of videos. You're playing not to lose. You're not playing to win. And I can't wrap my head around it because your defense did so many things right. But when it comes down to crunch time, you can't make the right decisions. And it irritates me for guys that deserve to win. I mean, your offensive line did fantastic today for Caleb Williams. I mean, each and every single one of those offensive line guys deserve a win today. I mean, yeah, sure, you were designing your plays to get rid of the ball as fast as possible, but on those medium plays, and especially that one to DeAndre Swift, oh my God, in stride, in double coverage, I mean, that's an impressive throw. But your offensive line, for the second week in a row, gave Caleb Williams time when it mattered, and then your head coaching decisions completely washes that away. For the second week in a row, we should be discussing how Caleb Williams took us to the promised land and got us a win, and here we are again talking about how the head coach put us in a position to win and then took that position away and gave up the game. I mean, it is unacceptable. I don't understand how he is still here. I still hold true to I think that he should have been fired before Shane Waldron. And why you want to keep this guy around, knowing that when it comes to crunch time, he just keeps giving up the game, I don't understand. I mean, you look at that overtime drive, you played your defense so incredibly soft, and you're supposed to be this great defensive mind, and you're the one calling the plays, and you still allow them to walk down field and get a field goal like that is just unacceptable. It is unacceptable. I cannot believe that you allow your team excuse me. I cannot believe that you allow your team and your fans to be heartbroken in new ways every single week. It just blows my mind, Bears fans. I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm really, really hoping that he's putting himself in a position to get himself fired. Now that I'm looking at Twitter, the Bears had posted that Coach Eberflus is speaking with the media. Patrick Shelton, of all people, please just stop posting. We are so fucking tired. Exhausted, really. We all just really want this to go away. So please do us a favor and just deactivate it until you fire this clown. Listen, Patrick Shelton, I don't disagree with you. I don't think there's a whole lot of Bears fans that disagree with you. It's ridiculous. It is. It's just ridiculous. And again, I didn't watch this press conference, but I did look over the Twitter notes of what CHGO Bears are posting, what Marquee Sports posts, and Lockdown Bears and the Windy City Breeze. I've been scrolling through their Twitter posts, and again, it's more or less the same out of Matt Eberflus. He talks about how with Caleb Williams, he's got true grit and he inspired the whole football team. Okay, he's talking about how we don't have much to talk about. We only got 96 hours until our next game. Like, what do you mean you don't have much to talk about? There are key plays to this game that cost you the game, and again, you are side-skirting your responsibility and your accountability. You won't do what your players are doing, and you won't do what Thomas Brown is doing. I mean, Thomas Brown played an excellent game last week, and he came out and he said, yep, there's a couple of plays that I messed up. I should have done this here. I should have done this there. You as the head coach just won't do that. You won't do it, and that is not a head coach that wins. It is not a head coach that wins. That's the most disappointing part. And the McCaskies sit there and they just let it happen because they're taking themselves out of the football operations. Well, then that's up to Warren and Poles to get rid of this guy. I don't get it. I really just, I can't wrap my head around and understand it. You find new ways to lose each week because you play not to lose and you don't play to win. Golly. Bears fans, we have reached the 15-minute mark. I don't want to rant too long about Matt Eberflus. I have done that enough in my last couple of videos. I tell you what, you put your comments down below what you think. What do you think about the offense? Did they take another step forward? What about the defense? Did they hold about as solid as they should have? Did they regress? What do you think? Again, put your comments down below. You let me know how you feel about the Bears' performance today. Let me know how you feel about the coaching. Are you in or out on Thomas Brown? When should Eberflus be fired? And with that, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so we can beat that YouTube algorithm, my friends. And we will catch you either tomorrow or Tuesday for a media day. Because we have a short week, things are going to get condensed. So, I will catch you in the next one, my friends. Have a good evening, and don't let the Bears beat your soul up too bad.